Hello and welcome back to the BDTV Breakfast Show. My name is Norma Obona. Way before this, we were just seeing a report put together for Red Tech. And way before that, we had the Salah video that we had put together by a team led by Mr. Onyeka Valentine to commemorate the Eid celebration. And now we are back here with more on the breakfast show, and I hope that you do stay with us. And welcome to the social listening segment of BDTV, where we break down the stories everyone is talking about online. And joining me in the studio for this discussion is no other than my colleague Valentine Onyeka. Welcome to the show.
You know, I will tell you, interesting, when people talk about Salah thing, I just get watery mouth. But anyways, I'm here.
And we could see in the video that nobody actually gave you a ram. What happened?
You know, it's a good question. So actually, I was given something else. Okay. And I said, no, I must have my ram. He said, okay, I'll go and get 500,000.
Oh my God. Things have actually gotten quite expensive. From the reports put together, we could see that some years ago, we could get a very huge ram for like 150,000 naira. Now it's like over the roof.
Yes. I mean, if we must talk about it, it just goes to show you that we need to let the public know that when we talk about the economy, it's hitting home hard, even during the Salah celebration. But that didn't stop people from sharing meat. Yeah, I still had to go to my friend's house and I had a plate myself.
Definitely,
you know. So
definitely. Okay,
so listen, what do we have?
Well, there's quite a number of stories that are making the rounds on social media at the moment, but we have two that we would discuss due to the time limit today. So we're going to begin with a story that's been going viral about Pastor Adefarasin. Right. Pastor Paul Adefarasin has finally responded to a viral video that made rounds on social media, with many suggesting that he has been seen holding a gun. The House on the Rock pastor says he was shocked and deeply hurt by the claims. He told his congregation on Sunday that he does not own, carry, or point firearms. According to him, what people saw in the clip was twisted by people he described as clickbaiters just trying to make money off online traffic. He said the content creator got very close to him, only separated by a glass barrier, and the entire moment was taken out of context. He made it clear that the object in question wasn't a weapon, and the church has no plans to engage in back and forth over the matter. Let's see the video and let's just get a context of what is actually going on.
The enticement of the enemy is always the love of money.
I hope the video plays. It seems like the audio
is all evil. What we have had to witness was clickbaiters just looking for more money. I probably wasn't even their target. Their target was to make more money. And I was falsely accused of bearing a firearm, pointing a firearm at an aggressive content creator who came within personal distance. The only thing separating me and him was about maybe 3/4 of a meter and a glass. I do not have a pistol license for a firearm. I do not carry a firearm, and I pointed no firearm at anybody. Amen. And it's our policy not to dignify hate speech, false accusations. We believe that God is bigger than that. And we believe in what is said in Romans 12 and verse 19. And
so, Mr. Valentine, this kind of accusation, how do you think it can cause real damage, or do you believe his claims?
Okay, so first and foremost, I would say, in an age where a simple picture can be manipulated to make the viewers or whoever it is as the end content receiver think otherwise, we begin to question, are we heading for impending doom? Because, I mean, truth be told, which means that anyone can just take a picture of somebody or a video, manipulate it, if that is the case, right? I mean, you heard him there, you know, responding to that video that went viral of allegedly, they say he was carrying a firearm or carrying something. I mean, he has cleared the air saying that he doesn't own, you know, a firearm, he doesn't have a license to carry one, and it was very clear that it was only clickbaiters trying to get some form of publicity one way or the other. So my question is now is, let us turn back to regulatory bodies who are within our space in Nigeria. How do we, and this is a serious matter,
Very serious matter.
How would the government put in place things that will enable some certain content creators be held accountable? Because, like I did say, I mean, we see videos of AI videos of
definitely we see a lot here.
Yeah, of the president either being as in dancing one way or the other, which obviously he never danced to some certain things. There's some image manipulation by some quote and unquote some unscrupulous elements who just want to tarnish the image of well-meaning Nigerians or people of high status, like what we're seeing right now. Now, again, our job is to stand on the fence to now say, if there was a video where he wound down, which obviously was a video where he wound his blouse down, and engaged in a slight conversation with whoever it is the person was, like you said, they're 3 meters or 3 feet away. But he said he wasn't carrying anything. So whoever took that video went back, took his or her time to edit it to look as if there was something in his hand.
Holding.
Is that a crime? If it is, what does it attract? If it's not a crime, why is it not a crime yet?
Yes.
Because if video manipulation to deceive the public, right, as if what happened is what it was, then it's a serious matter. Yeah,
I have actually a story, not about Mr. Pastor Paul, but there was this girl on TikTok, and she, before before AI went very viral, before people started putting prompts to do a lot of things back here in Nigeria, when it was like going viral in Asia and Europe, there was this girl who had just turned 18, and people had made pictures of her naked.
Nude pictures.
Like naked, and it was very crazy because she did not take these nude pictures, and she does not even know the background, where they came from. No, she just opened TikTok. She had to
cut her face, face, and then added it to some.
And you know how realistic AI can be. So she had to delete her TikTok account. In fact, she had to disappear from the surface of social media. You get, so I feel personally that we should, now that AI is coming, we should be making laws that will actually put people in their places. Let them know that, okay, see, you can't do this. This is a very important tool. It's very, very, very wonderful. You see, people, the last conference we went for business, people were talking about the way they are maneuvering stress and excuses with AI. But at the same time, we should make laws that help people or protect people from being, ambushed by people who actually mean no good with AI.
Again, if you look at it closely, whoever it is that walked up to him had one specific goal.
Exactly.
It was well, orchestrated
to
make him look bad.
Exactly.
If truly he wasn't carrying a firearm. But even if he was carrying a firearm, let's not make a story for him. Even if he was carrying a firearm, I know he'll be very responsible enough to have a license for it. But even if he has a firearm and he has a license, my question is, some certain individuals in our society should be allowed to have firearm, judging with the fact that there's a lot of high-level insecurity going on in the country. And of course, our security personnel will not be everywhere at the same time.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, if you look at it closely, he's a person of interest, he's someone of influence, he's a clergyman, and so that puts him on the direct line and fire of anyone who wants to, attack him, especially if they know the trail where he passes on a daily basis to his house. And of course, there's nothing wrong driving yourself. You won't just enjoy driving yourself. Are you saying that we shouldn't just move around and be freely and be happy? If we as individuals, and I'm speaking to the government now, if we feel threatened in public spaces, yes. Are we allowed to carry firearms? Obviously not. But for some certain individuals are allowed. Now I'm saying this in the context where even if he had one, it shouldn't be concealed weapon. Unless maybe you're working for some arm of the government that enables you to, that allows you to carry a concealed weapon. Maybe you are in DSS or SSS, or you are a security personnel at some level. If you're in the military, maybe you're a captain or something that allows you to have a Beretta, which is a firearm, or maybe you're in the police that also allows you to carry a firearm even when you are mufti, whichever the case. But as individuals who are, they're not in the military or, civilians, let me use that word, okay? They're not allowed, they're not in the military space or police or whatever it is. We should have, put it this way, do we have provisions for such high level, citizens to have the firearm? I don't think, I don't want to compare us to America because it will be throwing caution to the wind if we say you're allowed to walk into a shop and just buy a firearm.
I don't think we should do that because people will get killed on the streets.
They will
Someone will just cross you on the traffic and you pull out your arm. Yeah.
Without proper confrontation, you just you resort to weapon. But even at that, to approach this thing from the balance, I think moving forward, for you to be able to protect yourself. Two things: have a camera in your car, so you capture the footage that will also debunk any claim that comes out. It's very important to have your own camera facing you, facing anybody outside, whatever. Before you engage anybody, make sure your camera is running, so that when the story goes out, you have your own story to counter it. An event where the story or the picture or the video, whatever, is doctored, like in this case now, right? Pastor Paul is saying that video was doctored, that the picture was doctored. He didn't have any firearm or something like that. Okay, let's leave it for the professionals who are forensic or whatever you want to call them, who know how to look into these things and now talk about. For us as a station, I would say the story is out there. What's the lesson to learn from it?
Well, let's look at what people are saying on X. Let's just see some of the reactions that people have to this particular story, because I feel he's a very controversial person at this point. So people would want to say something. Oh, the story is very controversial. So people want to say a lot of things. People say even pastors still deserve privacy. He politely told the guy to stop filming him. If he was holding a gun, he would have pointed it to his direction. It was not a gun. Let pastor breathe himself. Now human being, he has grace and he is blessed. If you think it is wrong, pray for him. Okay. Next tweet by Oyekami Adeni. He said, "Sir, it is more important to correct the narrative and address the allegation properly by telling your church members and Nigeria what you were holding in that video, if we are to believe it isn't a gun."
That's another angle.
Another angle.
Tell us what it is what he was holding.
Okay. And the next tweet said by Moji Nola says, "Not a person who likes to speak for or against men of God, but the pastor Adefarasin's issue would have made a lot of sense if he had brought what he was holding in that viral video as evidence. But man didn't even mention it at all, even in the sermon or speech he delivered." Well, I think this person is trying to poke some holes at the issue.
That he was holding something.
Yeah, that he was holding something.
So hold on. Does that debunk the fact that it wasn't doctored?
One of my reservations is the fact that AI can actually do a lot of things. There are a lot of prompts you can give AI and it will actually make someone hold something. Yeah, so I don't know. I actually don't know.
AI enabled, but maybe edited in such a way that it will be from the angle as if something like a firearm was in his hand. But whichever the case, the last person on X said at least could have brought out what it is was holding. Maybe it was body spray.
Well, our time is fast spent. Let's look at the next story, which is that, this one is buzzing. I'm really excited to talk about this one. It's a story about Farouk Owegba, the man who stole the show at last year's Ojudoba. So so he has done it again in 2025, and he showed up on a horseback radiating that same blend of class, cultural confidence. You see the agbada, the shades, the beads, the entire aura of Farouk Owegba. It's not just something that it's about. He's not just attending; he's commanding attention. And it isn't just about the outfit. Owegba is also a cancer survivor with an inspiring story, a solid career in finance, and now a fresh title. The National Council of Arts and Culture just named him an honorary cultural ambassador, calling him a true Nigerian original. And once again, social media could not get enough. Many are calling him the king of steez. Already, this is his nickname, and saying he's redefined what elegance and edge look like at cultural events. So, Mr. Valentine, right. I want to. You're a man of steez as well, so I want your own take on this. Are you supporting these takes? Because I want to get from they say it takes a witch to know another witch. Wow. So it takes a man of steez to know another man of steez. So what is your take on this?
Well, first and foremost, for people watching us at home, I'm planning to come and waylay me on the road because Norma said I'm a man of steez. So I'm just a man. But anyways, I mean, it's good for every gentleman to have steez. What that does is that it puts you on a pedestrian of, quote and unquote, lack of a better term, right? Grace, and gives you levels, like they always say in Nigeria, is give you levels, gives you some form of position. But however, I want to come from the angle of celebrating life. I think this gentleman on the horse, right, who, Farouk, right? What we're not seeing here, we should give him more light, is the fact that he's a cancer survivor. Cancer is a very deadly thing.
Very deadly.
And I say this without even smiling. I know people who did not make it. I've had my own time to also shed a tear. And I know what they go through. The treatment. I know what they go through regarding family members. And let's not forget about the money. But the psychological torture alone. And very few people come out of it alive. I had my own time to cry. Haven't lost a loved one. But I'll tell you one thing for sure. For anyone who is a cancer survivor, the way they will celebrate their life, that's what I'm heading to now.
They live differently.
Will have no bounds.
Yeah.
So I see him as someone who, apart from the fact that there is a celebration going on and there is some cultural gathering, is also an opportunity for him to live his best life. Because let me tell you one thing about cancer. For what we know, I'm not a doctor, but most doctors will tell you, a survivor stands a risk of it coming back. So if he has the opportunity to live his life and be happy, he should go with it. Now, I don't know about the Cuban cigar in his mouth, though, but you could tell that he's enjoying his life to the fullest.
Yes.
All gashed up with tattoos everywhere.
Yeah, I really love his sleeves. Like,
most definitely.
They are really breathtaking.
Yes, and he's bringing a whole new vibe to the cultural space.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing at all. So I don't think anybody could have said anything bad about it. Let's see what's happening on X, right? Yeah,
let's see what people... I'm sure that people are going to just go crazy about this particular event. Okay, so Anonymous says, one thing I like about his aura is that he doesn't even fit into much designs on his kits, and he stands out among all. Some group of people go soon start to dey hate. Well, I don't know who this shade is thrown at. Pest, you have to come and tell us who you are throwing this shade at.
That person is a Chelsea fan.
Okay, I see. So, Lola says, nobody they follow una drag best dress. So, Farouk Oreogba, fondly dubbed the King of Steez, didn't just capture the hearts with his attire, but with his effortless charisma, confidence, and magnetic presence at the Ijebu-Ode festival. Let's see the next tweet. Lord Justice N. This guy starts planning his Ijebu-Ode as soon as the present fund ends. Farouk is goated, I beg. I really agree with this guy. I don't think that, there's just some outfits that that someone has taken time to put together. You did not just wake up and be like, okay, let me just wear this cap and these glasses. Like, he took his time. You surely have someone designing the next one. But I think the one for 2027 is already in the works.
So, I mean, just to pour more light to this thing. Again, the way and manner he's approaching it, for them to call him King of Steez, is just a scratch on the surface. There's still more that's going to come out. Like I told you, in celebrating your life, I've seen a 90-year-old man gashed up to make a 16-year-old look like toy.
Nothing.
Why? Because for you could have gone to that level, you could have survived a lot of things. And it's there. It says he's a cancer survivor, like I said before. So if whoever it is that is there saying something about haters or whatever, I think King Farouk, that means that word, has passed that threshold of whoever's going to hate him. When you have passed that threshold, you're not worried about what anybody will say. The idea of, what will the public say? The idea of some form of stereotype. The idea of some form of, social media space saying whatever they want to say will mean nothing. Why? Because you have broken through. And as a breakthrough survivor, guess what? Other things that you will see that will not see it. So what you see right now is, I have another shot at life.
I'm telling
so
you.
I must go with it with every energy that I have.
And he's giving it his all when you think about it. I feel like there's something about those who have stood in the edge of death before and they've returned. They're like, you know what? You people have done your own. Now is my time to really leave.
Let me even shock even further. For anyone who has survived a car crash alone, will tell you, look, the way and manner they approach life now and see life is totally
very different.
Let alone surviving something that, look, cancer affects mentally, physically, affects financially. And so if you have gone through all those hurdles with friends and family around and you succeed in beating it in 2017 or 2014 or so, whatever it is, the year, and he's healthy and strong, look, I tell you, we're only just seeing the beginning of the celebration. More is going to come. Yeah. So, King of Steez.
Yeah. So that's where the social listening today, we're going to be cussing it. We would have loved to talk more about the King of Steez. I'm sure my co-anchor, Mr. Valentine, would have, wanted to stay more, but that's all we're going to be taking for today. But don't go away. We still have more content coming to your screens, and we remain your favorite channel, Be The TV. I am Norma Obona, and with me was
Valentine, Be The TV, and we're out.